Ever dream of living on another world? NASA isn't just aiming for another moon landing. They're planning to build the Artemis Base Camp, a permanent human home on the lunar surface. Let's dive into NASA's exciting plans for the first moon base. The Artemis Base Camp will be a permanent outpost at the lunar South Pole around Shackleton Crater. Its mission is to return humans to the moon and eventually pave the way for missions to Mars. The ambitious endeavor builds on earlier NASA projects like the Constellation program, which was canceled in 2010 due to high costs and unmet goals. In 2010, President Obama directed NASA to develop the Space Launch System, or SLS, and continue work on the Orion spacecraft. These efforts utilized existing resources from past NASA programs. The Trump administration later set a new goal to land humans on the moon by 2024, emphasizing the importance of American leadership in space. Named Artemis in 2019 after the Greek goddess of the moon, the program involves partnerships with private companies like SpaceX and international partners. Despite funding challenges, the Biden administration continues to support Artemis. NASA has awarded contracts to companies like SpaceX to develop lunar landers, with the program's estimated cost around $93 billion by 2025. NASA's moon base has several purposes: advancing scientific research, supporting economic growth, and preparing for future deep space missions. The lunar South Pole is ideal due to its water ice, which can be used for drinking, converted into oxygen and hydrogen for breathing, and turned into rocket fuel, significantly reducing the cost and complexity of lunar missions. The moon base will serve as a testing ground for new technologies crucial for long-duration space missions, such as life support systems, power generation, and radiation shielding and habitat construction. The experience gained from these innovations will be vital for the eventual human missions to Mars. Additionally, establishing a permanent presence on the moon helps maintain American leadership in space exploration. It also serves to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers, fostering a renewed interest in STEM fields. This inspiration is vital for the long-term success of space exploration initiatives. The Artemis Base Camp will include pressurized and unpressurized rovers, nuclear power systems, cargo landers, and instruments for geophysics and astronomy. The centerpiece will be the Large Foundation Surface Habitat, or FSH, where astronauts will live for up to a month at a time. 2 of the 4 crew members will collect samples in a pressurized rover, while the others study these samples inside the habitat. The Foundation habitat, still in development, will be a 3-story structure with a metallic bottom floor and an inflatable upper section. It will filter and recycle air and wastewater, and initially house 2 inhabitants who will analyze rock samples and study the effects of the moon's partial gravity on plants, animals, and the human body. Eventually, NASA aims to house 4 astronauts for up to 60 days in the habitat. The habitat will feature advanced life support systems to ensure a safe and sustainable living environment for the crew. Supporting the base will be a lunar terrain vehicle and a habitable mobility platform for extended trips away from the base. The Human Landing System, or HLS, developed by SpaceX will transport crew members from lunar orbit to the surface and back. Each SLS mission will launch astronauts and cargo to the moon, with missions increasing in complexity over time. These missions will demonstrate the capability of sustained lunar exploration and lay the groundwork for future missions to Mars. The base camp will also include nuclear power systems to provide a reliable energy source for the habitat and its operations. This is crucial for maintaining life support systems and other critical infrastructure on the moon, where solar power availability can be limited due to the long lunar nights. Additionally, cargo landers will deliver supplies and equipment necessary for the astronauts' survival and scientific endeavors. Instruments for geophysics and astronomy will be deployed to conduct groundbreaking research, taking advantage of the moon's unique environment. Artemis 1, an uncrewed test flight, was successful in 2022, demonstrating the capabilities of the SLS and Orion spacecraft. Artemis 2, the first crewed test flight, is planned for no earlier than September 2025. This mission will involve extensive testing in Earth orbit before boosting into a free return trajectory around the moon. Artemis 3, scheduled for 2026, will be the first American crewed lunar landing since 1972. The mission depends on a support mission to place a Starship human landing system in lunar orbit before the launch of SLS Orion. 2 astronauts will transfer to HLS, descend to the lunar surface, and spend about 6.5 days conducting research and exploration. Future missions, including Artemis 4 and 5, will involve docking with the Lunar Gateway Station and delivering essential modules and equipment. Artemis 4, planned for 2028, will see the delivery of the first 2 Lunar Gateway modules to lunar orbit. By 2030, Artemis 5 will deliver 4 astronauts to the Lunar Gateway Station, along with critical modules like the European Space Agency's Esprit refueling and communications module and Canadarm3, a Canadian-built robotic arm system. Artemis 6 is scheduled for no earlier than March 2031 and will integrate the crew and science airlock with the Gateway Space Station. The Lunar Gateway Station, an essential part of the Artemis program, will serve as a staging point for missions to the lunar surface and beyond. It will facilitate the assembly and maintenance of spacecraft, providing living quarters for astronauts, and serve as a hub for scientific research. The Gateway's modular design allows for the integration of new technologies and international contributions, ensuring its long-term viability and adaptability to future mission needs. NASA's vision for the Artemis program extends beyond the moon. The experience and technologies developed through Artemis will be critical for future missions to Mars and potentially other destinations in our solar system. By establishing a sustainable human presence on the moon, NASA aims to test and refine the systems and protocols needed for long-duration space travel. One of the key long-term goals is to develop the capability to utilize in-situ resources, such as the water ice at the lunar poles, to support human missions. This includes extracting water for drinking and agriculture, producing oxygen for breathing, and generating hydrogen for rocket fuel. These advancements will reduce the reliance on Earth-based supplies and enable more ambitious exploration missions. Additionally, the Artemis program will serve as a catalyst for economic growth by fostering the development of new industries and technologies. The involvement of private companies like SpaceX and international partners will create new opportunities for innovation and collaboration. The public-private partnership model is expected to drive down costs, increase efficiency, and accelerate the pace of space exploration. One of the most significant impacts of the Artemis program is its potential to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers. By achieving historic milestones and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, Artemis will captivate the imagination of people around the world. This renewed interest in space exploration is crucial for attracting young talent to STEM fields and ensuring the continued progress of scientific and technological advancements. NASA's educational outreach programs tied to the Artemis mission aim to engage students and educators through hands-on learning experiences, curriculum development, and public events. These initiatives are designed to cultivate a passion for space exploration and inspire future generations to pursue careers in science and engineering. NASA's plan to build the first moon base is a bold and ambitious endeavor that promises to transform our understanding of the moon and pave the way for future space exploration. The Artemis Base Camp will serve as a permanent human presence on the lunar surface, enabling scientific research, technological advancements, and international collaboration. It represents a significant step towards sustained human exploration of the moon and Mars. So, what do you think? Would you visit a moon base? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to stay updated on this incredible journey.